Hi, I'm Jessie Barrett. I'm 21 years old. I'm a senior at LIM College studying fashion media, and I live in Brooklyn, New York. So I usually wake up and then like twice a week I'll treat myself to my corner bagel shop. New York City is very different than I was first expecting it to be. I came here once before I moved here for school when I was 13 with my family, and I just did all of the big touristy things, so that was my only real idea of New York, other than TV shows and movies like Gossip Girl and all of the rom-coms that take place in New York. But when I got here, it's definitely more dirty and grimy than I expected, less glamorous, but I love it nonetheless. So I became vegetarian in February, right at the beginning of February 2020, but I feel like even just living in New York, it's so much easier to be a vegetarian than it would be if I was back at home. I feel like there's so many great restaurants and options like everywhere for any type of dietary need. Like New York is really on it, and it's really easy to adjust to that lifestyle. And I don't see myself ever eating meat again, really. I usually try and plan out my day and write out my classes in my planner or check my planner and see what I have to do that day to keep me organized and stay on top of my work. I'll do homework, go thrifting if I have a free day, go to museums, look at art, and then I have to go for my classes sometimes too. My teachers would send us to like the MoMA or the Met. It's obviously very different than I had ever expected my senior year. Find that it's weird not going into class, going into school all the time. Very different than any of my past years at LIM. It's nice to just be with the people that I've met from school, and I live with two other girls from my school. I take a lot of online classes, which is something I'm not very used to, but I've adjusted to it as best I can, and I feel like everyone's just trying their best to make the most of it. For me, I love making art and I love being creative, but I don't like the pressure of having to create things on like deadline. Like I'll sew something, I'll paint for fun. I really love just makeup as an art form as well. I do very creative, funky looks, eye looks, or whatever I'm feeling that day. And I feel like that's a great way to just incorporate art into your life. When I came to LIM originally, I went in as a fashion merchandising major. Once you get to know exactly what the different majors are, they explain like the exact jobs you could get and what type of classes you need to take. I felt that fashion media would be best for me because it was more hands-on and creative than fashion merchandising, and there's a lot of math in fashion merchandising, and I'm not great at math. So then I have to get dressed for the day, and if I'm in a rut and I don't exactly know what I want to wear, I tend to look on my Pinterest boards because I save all of the style inspirations on there. I, right now, go to school full-time, and then 2 days a week I am a babysitter. I've actually been babysitting in the city for the past 3 years. I've found 3 different families that I've babysat for, and every single one of them I've been so lucky. The kids are amazing, and especially kids that grew up in the city. They're so cool, and they're like so fun to hang around with. They like are very independent and like know what's happening. It's very fun. I also have a Depop account where I sell my old clothes. It's fun to be creative and just have that outlet. I really enjoy going thrifting and then upcycling clothes and just changing it or making it fit better. I just feel like it's very satisfying to have made something and you get to wear it out, and having somebody comment on it or ask you about it and to be able to tell them you made it, it just feels so good. Such a rewarding feeling. I have a unique work ethic compared to my roommates and other friends at my school. I just try not to take things too seriously, and understanding that these assignments for like a class, it's not the end of the world, and just give it your best effort, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And I feel like that has gotten me this far, and I get really great grades. I'm trying my best, but I'm not making sure everything's perfect, and I feel like it's very relaxing to be, it like keeps me organized, and I get my work done, but I'm not stressed about school. And I feel like that's important, especially when you live in such a fun, creative city. There's so many things to do that you don't want to be hyper-focused on little details for schoolwork that, in the big picture, doesn't really matter as much as getting a degree. Wind down the day watching a movie or a TV show that I'm currently into. It is definitely hard looking for a job during COVID, but I've been applying for senior co-ops and internships for next semester. My school requires you to do 4 days a week, 25 hours to 40 hours a week. I've applied for like 30 jobs online. I'm just still actively applying every day. I apply to a few more jobs and just see what I hear back from. Not trying too hard to look for the perfect dream job right now. I'm very open and I'll really take anything in the industry because I understand this is a difficult time to be looking for a job.